All right. So the offense was outscored 64 to 56 between the starters. You contributed with 16. Is everyone gelling on the same page? And how's the offensive flow from the first half to the second half? Because it seems in the second half, you guys seem to pick up the pace more.
So did we get a score, the starters, or we just scored in?
As starters, Cleveland had 64. As starters, you guys had 56.
I think our to start the game, we weren't no moving the ball as well offensively. We weren't doing as good of a job as we could, but we also missed some shots. I started the game 0 for 6, so obviously we weren't shooting the ball very well, and I think also we missed quite a bit of free throws as well. But I thought as the game went on, it was better. I think Terrence was big for us in the first half. He did well, making some shots in the second half. Dwayne did very well. It wasn't I think from both sides, it wasn't a pretty game offensively. For today's NBA, it was pretty low scoring, 105 to 92 or 3 something. So I think offensively, both teams didn't really shoot the ball well, but I thought their defense was good and helped us win the game. So sometimes it's going to be like that. But I think that also the fact that we lost Markel, who's our point guard and who runs our team, that was big for us as well because Cole had to step in and play a major role, which was first time for him, and he's only 7 games into his rookie year. So it was also for us, we were missing some guys, so it's not always easy to play that way.
Then impress his way.
Sorry.
Josh Robbins, The Athletic.
Nick, you just mentioned it. What was how much of a painful blow is it to lose Markel?
It's a huge blow for us, but most unfortunately for him, this is really it really sucks because he finally, after 2 years when he had injury with his shoulder, then last year he finally got to play, and then this year it was supposed to be a big year for him. Where it was really ready and was really feeling great, and started off the season awesome. And it really sucks for a guy like him who's worked his way back. It's a very difficult injury, and to happen on a play like that, it's hard to see. You definitely feel for the guy, and it's unfortunate. It's just part of the job we do. Injuries happen. I'm sure he's gonna get back better from it and stronger, but it's just the hurdle he has to go through in his career. But it really sucks. I mean, it really makes you appreciate the game even more when you see that things like that happen and how it can be taken away from somebody for a long period, just 1 second in one play. So obviously we'll all pray for him for quick recovery. We'll be there to support him, but it definitely sucks tonight and kind of overshadows the win.
Dan Savage, OrlandoMagic.com.
Vooch, you touched on a little bit. Cole Anthony obviously gets thrust into a bigger role. Just how tough of a challenge is that for a rookie point guard, and how well equipped do you feel he is to take on that challenge?
Very difficult, and I think the point guard position, is probably the hardest, position to. For a young player. I mean, some of the best players in this league are at that position. I mean, and your role and your on a team is huge. I mean, you have to run a whole team. You have to get everybody set up. You have to make sure, everybody's plays. Everybody knows their play. Everybody's in the right spot. You get to have feel for the game. All that is very, very difficult, and so it's not easy for a young player to come in and have to do that. But I felt like tonight he did actually pretty well. He was able to run offense well, did what he needed to do, and didn't make many mistakes or anything. So it's going to take him some time, and I mean, obviously we understand that he's a young player, and it's different to play at college level, point guard, and NBA level. It's very different, but he for sure has a talent. We just have to help him out and be around him. But the good thing also is that our offense, we run a lot of stuff through a lot of different guys, so it's not always as dependent on the point guard. So I think that will help him as well. But we'll just I'll be there to help him, and I'm sure as the season goes on, he's going to get better.
Pat Welter.
Nikola, how frustrating is it having made the playoffs for the first time in such a long time 2 years ago, and to not have this team be healthy enough to kind of develop the way you'd like to see really ever since?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. it's very frustrating. When you miss key guys in a year when you feel like you can maybe finally take that next step. It's frustrating. First, Ji, he's going to be out for the year, and now it's Markel. It's very frustrating. Two big pieces and two guys that are part of the future of this team as well. So it's very frustrating. But again, I mean, it's just part of what we do. It's part of our jobs. It happens. Unfortunately, every year you have guys miss significant time because of injuries. This year you had Clayton, who he just recovered from ACL and he tore his Achilles. So unfortunately, these things happen, and I mean, it's obviously the hardest for the guy who's going through it. But for us as a team, I mean, all we can do is try to next man up and try to find the best way to play and continue to play well, and hopefully we can still achieve our goals.
Roy Perry, Orlando Sentinel.
Vooch, just kind of building off that, obviously, you guys had some injuries coming in tonight, and then losing Markel was quite a blow. But can you just talk about, the resiliency that you guys showed tonight?
Yeah, I mean, in those moments, a lot of times, what will happen is the team will kind of, come together even closer, and you're trying to kind of even play harder and try to kind of get the win for the guy that got injured. And I think that's kind of what happened tonight. We're able to really gather ourselves, and actually we started playing better after that, because I felt like for whatever reason, things like that sometimes just give you a boost. I mean, not a boost, but like, I don't know, it gives you some energy that kind of makes you play better. And so it was, I mean, it's just, you have to have that mentality, just next man up. And I mean, it's just the way it is. And I think that tonight we did well with that. I mean, they obviously had some injured players as well, so neither teams were at full strength. But we were able to, a lot of guys had to do some stuff out there that I don't necessarily used to do, and they did a good job with it. So, it's unfortunate that happened, and we're in that situation, and it's very unfortunate for Markel. But we as a team, we just have to find a way.
Philip Rossman-Wright.
Hey, Vooch, how do you help, kind of Cole get integrated with that starting unit and kind of take on that bigger role? I mean, you had 6 assists tonight. You guys were really moving the ball. And like you said, you kind of play through a bunch of different guys. How do you help Cole kind of get up to speed and kind of make sure that he's learning at the right pace?
I mean, a lot of it, for him is going to be, watching the film, studying the film with assistant coaches, and making sure that can be a big part for him as a young point guard in the league. Kind of see the reads he makes throughout the game, what's there, what's not there, and things like that. So that's going to be big for him, and just experience from each game. But for us, just try to make it as easy as we can for him. Communicate with him, talk to him. Like I said, we run through a lot of stuff through different guys, so it's on us to the veteran guys to help him when when he's in tough position or something, to trying to find ways to help him. So, but he's a good player, he's very talented, so I'm sure he'll do fine, and he'll be able to take over the role well. It's just there's many different ways that he'll be able to learn that throughout the year.
Okay, we have time for one or two more. Eric Wilson.
Hey, Vooch, given this unique season right now with you guys playing certain teams back to back, when you guys go on the road, how is the energy going to be? Like, you guys are, you're playing these teams and it's very difficult to beat them. You were successful tonight, but moving forward, until you get these guys back, till you get Evan back, till you get MCW back, what's going to be the mentality of you guys progressing?
I mean, it's just, whoever we have available, we would just have to go out there and play and compete. And it's the same for every team around the league. Every team has injuries. Every team's missing guys, and especially the way that the season is, kind of suppressed. Is when somebody misses time, it's he's usually going to miss a couple of games, and also with the COVID protocols and everything. So it's just next man up. You have to go out there with what you have and play. I mean, like again tonight, neither team were at full strength, and so you just have to do what you have. I mean, those situations are very unfortunate. You don't want to miss any of your teammates. You want to have everyone out there, and but it's part of it. And we can't sit here and complain about it. We just have to move on and try to find a bit try to keep playing well and achieve our goals.
Okay, last question. We'll go to Josh Robbins.
Vooch, the question Philip asked you is similar to the one I'm going to ask. Is there anything that you and Cole can do to kind of build up your rhythm in the pick and roll, considering that the two of you haven't played too much together?
Just got to pass me the ball and he'll be fine. No, I'm kidding. He's right there. So, no, I mean, I think it's just, I think over time, I mean, the more he plays in that role and the more we play together in pick and roll, you know, we're going to build a chemistry and it's going to get better and better. So, I mean, it was the same thing with, everybody else, every other player that, played a point guard here before. And like with Markel last year, it took us a little bit to get it all together, get it, right. And we did. And, and then you start playing. I think it's just reps and reps over and over and over, every in practice and games. There's going to be some good moments, bad moments. It's just part of it. And I think that just the repetition of playing together, he's going to get a feel for what I like to do. I'll get a feel of what he likes to do and things like that. And so we'll just figure it out. I mean, as we go. But I mean, like I said, he's talented player, good player. He's been playing basketball for a while, and so he'll be all right.
Okay, thank you, Vooch.
No